Okay, busted, wearing the same shirt, sitting in the same spot. Obviously, I taped a few of these in advance because I am on the road in Calgary. But it's not like the house is all empty, right? Just so you know, the truckers are back, the bikers are back, and they're celebrating the fact that they have a whole new shipment of machine guns. So just understand that if you think my house is empty. One of the things that I find to be most intriguing about what we do is the idea that depression is so difficult to define. And I put out a tweet a couple of days ago that said, what is your definition of depression? What does depression feel like? But more importantly, I asked the question to those who have not suffered, what do you think depression feels like? Because so much of their attitude about that really cuts to the core of the stigma. So I got some really great answers, and a few of them were just like, oh my gosh, that person has been inside my head. That person knows what I feel. And then I realized, of course, that person knows because I know what they feel, because I've spoken to in the last year alone. Give me a number, Case. How many people have I spoken to?
Thousands.
Thousands of people, and not one single person has ever disagreed with my feeling about what depression feels like me. We all feel the same thing. One really good one was from someone who didn't understand depression because hadn't suffered. He wrote, it's like asking men how they think being pregnant feels. I think that's a pretty good analogy, Case.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, like, how would you possibly know? But you admit that you don't know. But that's the difference with depression, because people who don't suffer from it, who believe in the stigma, think that they actually know. They think, oh, I've been depressed. No man would ever say, well, I know what pregnancy feels like. I've been pregnant. So I came up with what is the definition of depression for me. And here's what I tweeted. The SickNotWeak dictionary, which, by the way, we will be building, defining all the things that people have a tough time understanding. You like that idea, Case?
Yeah, you could have filled me in earlier.
But
You're going to be doing this alone?
no, that will be in your job description. It says other duties as assigned. Bingo!
Dictionary writer.
A sickness of the brain where the sufferer loses the ability to experience joy. This produces a pervasive sense of hopelessness that can lead to the symptom called, what the fuck is the point? To me, that's what depression is. That's how you define it. And, I've talked about this a lot. This is not the first time I've said it, but it really is that loss of the ability to experience joy and that feeling of hopelessness. And the one small thing that can make a difference to you is hearing somebody else say it. So I will say it over and over and over again. And you should say it over and over and over again. And I would like to hear from you. What does depression feel like to you if you've suffered? And what does depression in your mind, what do you think it feels like if you have not suffered? Because the difference between those two really is the stigma right there in between, that lack of understanding. SickNotWeak.com, 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. We're here. Who else is going to make up a dictionary for people to understand depression better? Don't steal that idea. People are going to steal it, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. You do that, you know what?